Bottom of the third inning. Right now, the Owls trailing 4-0. Bill Schindler with you is Logan Moody, the junior from LaGrange, Georgia, continuing on for the Bulldogs. Top of the order, it will be Shabu, Franklin, and Norman due up for the Owls. Shabu, a leadoff single to center, his first time up. And the veteran senior trying to go 2 for 2. Moody's first offering of the inning. It's a breaking ball that misses well in, and it's 1-0. You said Shabu has seen a lot of action primarily at shortstop. They moved him to the third this year, swings through that fastball, and it's 1-1. .309 hitter. Doesn't have that pop that some guys have, but he's still driven an 11. 3 extra base hits, including a triple. Swings through that pitch on the outside edge. And it is 1-2. Defensively, though, Mike Sansing really likes him on that left side of the infield, and it's kind of nice when you can have a guy move back to third base who has played shortstop. It's about letter high, but just off the plate, 2-2. I mean, there is a certain athleticism that a former shortstop brings to third base that really could help the defense on that left side of the infield quite a bit as the pitch missed in, and now a full count on Shabu. You look at guys who made that transition. You think about Alex Rodriguez a little bit. Cal Ripken went back and forth. Manny Machado is another one that comes to mind. And certainly, if you got a guy who's a solid shortstop, swinging through that pitch is Shabu. One gone, fourth strikeout of the evening for Logan Moody, and now here's Jake Franklin. There's a kind of a nice luxury when you can do that and have another guy at shortstop like Simon for the Owls that can do the job as well. Here's Jake Franklin. Franklin, the first baseman, struck out Sween in his first plate appearance. Franklin, another .309 hitter. Watches a pitch blown away, and it's 1-0. Ironically, the first 4 hitters, and this is no joke, in the lineup for Kennesaw State, it's back-to-back and back-to-back. They share the same averages, called strike, and it's 1-1. Now that's changed a little bit since the first pitch, but at least before the game, Shabu and Franklin both hit .309. Norman and Russell both hit .320. Kind of some nice symmetry in that, the 1-1. Low and into the left-hander. 2 balls and a strike. So, no, we aren't repeating ourselves. I guess technically we are, but it's what they were at the time. And here is Franklin with 2 and 1 on him, trying to get aboard. Owls trailing by 4, swung on, chopped on the ground. Right side, it goes over the second baseman's head and into right field. How about that? Talley at second, ranged over. He's a good second baseman defensively. And that hit, not sure if it was either in the dirt or the lip where the grass meets the infield dirt on the right side. Somehow it shot in the air and well over his frame. So Franklin, a 1-out single to right. Here's Terrence Norman, right fielder. Walked his first plate appearance. Moody swung on, lifted in the air toward right. Tate comes in. He'll play it on a hop, and back-to-back singles to right field have the Owls offense working. Here's Justin Russell, the designated hitter. Russell flew out to right in his first at bat. Russell, a local product from Marietta, transferred over from Florida Southeastern. 6 feet, 207, a junior. It's a pretty veteran squad for the Owls. A lot of juniors and seniors on this line, in this lineup and on this roster. Owls trailing by 4, but they have 2 on. They've equaled the same amount of hits as UGA has tonight. Pitch misses up and in to the righty, 1-0. Bullpen starting to just rustle loose a little bit over there on the right field line for UGA. Stepping off is Moody. We told you, though, that they're a little bit short-staffed tonight because of the schedule. And that is something that would play in the favor of the Owls. They played last night in Clemson. Of course, this is a makeup game and a bit of a reschedule, so that's why we're here on this Wednesday. We'll wait the 1-0. Moody with 2 on to the plate. Again misses with a high fastball, and it's 2-0 on Russell. The game at Clemson, though, they won 5-3 last evening. But they're looking ahead, too, to Vanderbilt, who they'll play in Athens this weekend in the SEC, and that is a huge series, already sold out. And so you're kind of in an interesting spot if you're Scott Strickland and his staff. The 2-0, called strike on the outside edge, 2-1. In the fact that you obviously want to win these games, they're important, but what do you do with your pitching staff, especially when you had a midweek game, which is usual, but 2 midweek games, unusual at the college level, especially with a huge weekend coming up. Swing and a miss, 2-2. So they really want Logan Moody to have a good game if they can and stretch him out as much as they can to get some innings. They do have a lefty up and throwing in their bullpen, though. Bullpen right now silent for the Owls. We'll await this 2-2 to Russell. The pitch looked like a slider missed outside, and the count now full. The crowd here tonight almost in favor of the Bulldogs. Some umpires in the stands didn't like that call, and you can kind of get the sense that the UGA fans traveled very well for this game, obviously with the stands full, but almost one of those where the KSU fans are outnumbered. That'll miss up, and a walk to Justin Russell loads the bases. Franklin to third, Norman to second. Russell on at first base. Here's Garrett Hodges. Well, wouldn't it be a big spot for the leading home run hitter on this Owls squad to get into one? He's homered 6 times this year. He mentioned in his first at bat, that is second in the entire conference. Here comes Sean Kenny out to talk to his pitcher. Kenny now in his second season as the pitching coach. Went to Eastern Michigan University. Actually, in full disclosure, I should say this, is I've known Sean Kenny, gosh, it is coming up probably now over 12 years. A little bit more, actually, which is saying something. I haven't seen him in a while, but caught up with him before the game. He was the pitching coach out at Pepperdine when I was at school there. And so we go back a little ways, talking shop and catching up, and he has done a fine job in his second year with this pitching staff. Credit to him. I mean, they have not only one of the best pitching staffs in the SEC, but in the country. Overall, this pitching staff for UGA, a 2.86 ERA. They've only allowed 99 runs, walked 102, struck out 290, and opponents are only hitting 189 against them as that swung on and fouled back to the screen, 0-1. So when you can have an entire pitching staff right now, even below 190 at 289, that's an impressive job, and it shows you just how good the Bulldogs are and why they're so hopeful around Athens this year about the SEC and many other things going forward in the dirt. And it's now even at 1-1. But Moody showing exactly what we were told, which is somewhat of an up and down at times. The good arm, but finding the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out. Right now, the Owls trail by 4, but Hodges, their power man at the plate, even at a ball and a strike. The left-hander watches a pitch off the outside edge. 2-1. You'd be thinking that this may be a fastball he could time. playing him pretty much straight up. Jernigan in center shaded a few steps to right field with the lefty. Hodges waits as Moody is very deliberate on the mound with the bases loaded. The 2-1, the pitch. High and away, 3-1. So a ball away from Kennesaw State getting on the board and cutting it to a 3-run lead via the bases loaded walk. Tyler Simon waits on deck. Garrett Hodges at the plate. Moody trying to get on the same page with Big R as catcher. 3-1. In the dirt, short hopped his catcher, and the walk, back-to-back walks now, will bring in the first run as Franklin trots in 90 feet from third base. Over to third is Norman. Russell to second. Hodges gets the RBI walk. And here is Tyler Simon as now called to the bullpen. Scott Strickland will come out. And that will be it for Moody.